omni-channel, and we are having exciting roadmap ahead for support and services to stay as the best-in-class support for the RPA industry. By the way, right now we are the best-in-class support for the RPA industry, so extremely proud of that. So that's a
Yes.
short and long journey which I've had so far.
Super. So even you have been nominated as a top under top 10 as a best company to work for. So that's another accolade. We can just look into that, how nice the culture and the team all about. And one of the example we are seeing you as well. Good. So thank you so much. And coming towards our community part of it, first thing we wanted to ask about it, because many of the professionals are from IT and non-IT background, and they would like to figure it out. Being RPA is a trending in the industry, how can they get into that? So tell us something about how the career can be shaped up in RPA and the glimpse of RPA as well.
Perfect. So Manjula, I always think jobs are changing, and I think every decade we all have to relearn and reskill ourselves. So being out of something is not it shouldn't be a hindrance at all. Though I've been in the field and I've really not had a break, I have to relearn myself. I see that as a pattern every 5 years, like at least a minimum, but at least every 2 years you need to relearn something. So with that perspective, I think it's a great opportunity to be in the RPA world right now because it opens up a whole new foray of job openings. For example, RPA development is one wherein we develop workflows so that the bots can execute it. Then for those people who've been in core process areas and core business areas or verticals, for example, pharmaceuticals, banking, or finance and accounting, where they're really well versed with processes, it's an amazing opportunity because what happens in the RPA world is you need to know the process inside out so that we can align it without exceptions for the bot to run. So it's a very niche role, I would say. For anybody with industry background to come back, I think they should come back with a bang. Services and support, yes, it's always going to be there. The bots we build need to be supported so that they don't have any breakdowns. And I'm opening up like other venues, like for example, IT with cloud coming in, people with networking background, the SRE background, Box and SOX, who have done it before. I think there is going to be a hole for new jobs which are going to be opened because RPA is going to be launched on Azure and AWS. So anybody with that skill or certifications can get back into work just like that. And like I said, we're going to expand so much into our partnership ecosystems. Every partner will need a COE built in for their own offices for in-house capabilities and also to support their customers with L1, L0, L3, L2, and also development kind of support. So I think the jobs are there and so many opportunities and exciting jobs even. So I think we should all look forward for the upcoming days to come. What I would want to add is all these products are going to be integrated with AI, artificial intelligence, and cognitive. And we just started off something called as computer vision. So people who are interested and who have wealth with it in the past, I think that's one more area where they can look for job opportunities.
That. So all I picked up is a couple of great opportunities are awaiting for every professional. So it's nothing to do with the developer or tester or something like that. So right from the support and analyst and even a domain specialist, they can build their own expertise and then continue the journey in the RPA. So that's what I just understood. And luckily, and I would just say we are also fortunate to connect with UiPath to open that for our community, because our community is also diverse people where we have a developer, tester, architect, or even the support persons. The opportunity for our community to just get connected and then taste the RPA world now. So that is where we are also trying to do about it. And I'll also pick up a couple of questions people are just asking about it. And team, feel free to just raise your queries if at all you have, and your questions, whoever are just given, we are going to consolidate and then answer that so that all of your questions gets answered about that. So one of the program we are planning to bring is a kind of a returnship program where they will be going through the UiPath trainings. So that would become the entry criteria for them to see where is their interest. So this becomes a qualification list for UiPath or even the UiPath partners or anyone else, even they wanted to go outside. It becomes the entry criteria to know, yes, I am interested in this, I did this, and this is my interest and the expertise about it. Once we realize about it, then your L2 courses and the L3 courses can be built upon based on that. So that's the path about it. So you and me also had a similar discussion. Would you like to brief about that, Sahana?
Yes, definitely, Manjula. So what we believe is, irrespective of the background, if you have any technical stint in the past with C Sharp, VB, Java, or any programming language, it's going to be a lot more easier. So what we think is the basic RPA course, which should be for all, irrespective of any roles which I mentioned. And anybody who is interested to learn, it's simple, it's not complicated. We dwell with it from the very basics, like as what is a variable, how are you going to use coding best practices, etc., etc. And our tool, our designer tool, which is the studio itself, is not going to it's going to get you a amazing kickstart, because you don't have to start development from scratch. We're going to give you the framework, and all you have to do is add in best practices, add in logic according to your workflow, etc., etc. So for all those people who are interested, please download our free trial version from www.uipath.com and start playing around it. I mean, you may not be able to complete the workflow, but start playing around it. And like I said, with her second innings, we have a program, and Manjula and her team are going to send us the qualifications. Once it's done, we put them through the basic training. Once their course is completed, this is going to be a remote course, so you could be comfortable at your homes or any space which you have and take up these courses remotely. And once it's done, we kind of have an examination, and where we test what has been learned. We also give you a lot of exercises and projects which needs to be done. So a combination of all this is going to be the evaluation criteria for the next round of certifications or being advanced trained. And also that's where you can actually choose your interest area, or where you have a niche skill in. Like, for example, you want to become an expert into the IT world, an orchestrator, or setting up infrastructure and databases, which is fine. And one of our products is based on that. So that depends on your evaluation of the basic training, and also an evaluation of the projects and the tasks we ask you to perform. So it's going to be done as a combination with her second innings, obviously. Yes.
Awesome, thank you. Sahana, there is one question is coming up. What are the opportunities you have for non-IT engineers? Would you like to pick it up?
Yeah, sure. So when you say non-IT, I would say if you have industry background, like I mentioned before, and if you have banking as a background, for example, I have a colleague of mine, she is completely non-IT, but what she's delivered today for UiPath, it's unbelievable. She has the most comprehensive banking solutions, which she has helped us build. And she has built entire set of training for BA for us. For example, what happens is she's coming with so much experience from the banking industry. She knows the process inside out, so she's able to build solutions. So you could join the solution team, be it like, account and finance or insurance, or if you've worked in any of these domains, it's easy for you to come in and do that. The second option, which I was also liking, is the similar roles are going to open up with our partner ecospace. So keep looking out for it. And also operational roles. If you have not done a pure IT role, but if you're good with operations, IT operations, or process operations, please keep looking out for them, so that it's easier to join. While I say this, I would say please try and upskill yourself a little bit. Go through what's happening around the world, what's happening around AI, at least know the jargons, so that it's more comfortable and you know which foray you want to enter. So,
Right. So, team, just to give you the flavor for the question, what you asked in the form also, you can become a business analyst or a domain solution specialist, whatever. So we have added the four set of choices where you can make it, whether you can wanted to get into the developer, pure developer, or is just the automated testing flow you would like to just create on that path of it, or from the any other IT background where you wanted to use your skill and then utilize it as a support or a business analyst role or a domain specialist. So we created that part of it. So pick it up and register with the Her Second Innings. Most of you are just this community is a registered community, but even otherwise, complete your registration and then complete your enrollment form for the returnship. We will just come back and based on the simple assessment, we will qualify and then give you the next steps forward to move forward. Right? Okay, there's another question is just coming up and I'll just pick it up whether Sahana or me can just answer that. Are there any opportunity for someone who's interested in the IoT, Internet of Things? Sahana, you have any response for that?
Pardon? Can you repeat that query? I didn't
Yeah.
get.
Are there any opportunities for IoT?
IoT, okay, Internet of Things. I would have to, I'll be frank, I would have to explore that and come back. But there is, like we said, believe in automating everything and there's opportunity. If IoT can be integrated into automation, yes, or if it's going to be a part of our roadmap and it's going to be a part of our computer vision journey, why not? Yes.
Sure. And the other question, like I have from manufacturing operations and consultancy project background, is this helps me in your firm? So I'll pick it up, Sahana, just to reiterate what we have just said about it. So as Sahana was just talking about, yes, there is an opportunity. She also gave a good example of how the banking professional have just turned around something over there. Again, this is the path which is just opening up. They are trying their best to see whether they can accommodate and bring them all of the people, because we are talking about at least 200 people in the first slot to just train and then see how much is that we can take them to the next level of the advanced level training and followed by the job. So that's what is the journey we are just looking for, but it is absolutely in your hand. And as she was rightly talking about that, just be refreshed with the current trend, what we are just doing. What is the other organization? For example, UiPath itself has got a plenty of partners where they do need a RPA specialist. So if not UiPath, their partner system is there, and we are also connected with many of their partners or even the other IT clients who is looking for RPA. That's one of the focus why we are bringing RPA to our community. So opportunity have just started coming. Just be relevant, be as of today. So we would be able to reap every steps wherever we are just going to our best utilization. So that's what it is all about. So the other question is just coming up just for your Sahana. The question is for people are asking about what are the opportunities you have for non-IT engineers? Again, we have just spoken about it. Non-IT engineers can be a domain specialist or a support person if they are a little bit are able to understand about the IT part of it. And the next one is how the candidates would be funneled out at the entry level. So that's the next question is just coming up. So as Sahana was talking about, the plan is to give you the assess and then find out the right candidate getting into the committed, more than the right, I would say, committed candidate are getting into the training program. And then beyond the training, there is a project should be given and you would be assisted and guided and then evaluated based on your comfort and the convenient how things are just you are spanning it out. That is going to be the next level of a training program or the job opportunity, depends on the kind of a profile you are going to be. So that's the question, answer for your second question, how it will be evaluated. So the first thing would be fill up the returnship form and we will just connect along with the UiPath with the entry criteria and then how are we going to shortlist and do other things. And then you will be able to take it to the next level. Right. So the next one is okay. So can you type the name of the website? It is uipath.com. I will just type and then give it to you. That shouldn't be the problem. Mm, right. Sahana, this is the other question. I have 11 years of experience in IT, out of 5 years as a business analyst. What opportunity do I have to return back to work?
Yeah, I mean, that's a beautiful skill set to have, if I must say. So, if you'll have to choose your interest, like, are you going to be interested go to stay with IT as in development or coding or even doing troubleshooting? Then the foray of jobs for you is going to be an RPA developer where you're going to develop workflows for the bot to execute them, or they're already developed workflows and you need to debug and troubleshoot them in case of break fix issues. Suddenly the bot may stop running, etc., etc. Or you can get into monitoring, like for example, if the cloud is coming up, like proactive monitoring of when the cloud is up or down, etc., etc. So that's an SRE kind of thing. And on the BA side, I mean, it's a very difficult question to answer, for example, because I don't know your industry experience. But based on your industry experience, you could be involved in solution building. Else, what you could be involved in, a lot of these RPA projects need BA as a first step to document the entire process step by step. Unless the steps are documented really well with every possible rules and exception. When I say rules, is like you would want to give a salary out, but then you'll say you're going to detect the number of days where people did not come in for work or something, all those calculations. So you'll have a lot of rules. Then you'll have a lot of exceptions, like say, hey, just became, I mean, moms who just went out, we do paid leave. So you're not supposed to do that. So one is an exception, the other one is a rule. So how is the BA going to tie all this together to come up with the end-to-end process itself so that the bot is running flawless? So I think it's an amazing opportunity and you have the right mixture of skill sets. Everybody who is there, I mean, just up your skills and brush up a little bit. I think anybody will just quickly grab you for the BA roles. Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So the quick other question, the two question, I'll just club it together. One person would like to understand, I have a Selenium experience. Can that be counted for your automation? Obviously, the answer is yes. Sahana, feel free to add anything you wanted to add. Other person also, along with that, I am from development. Am I willing to get into the development? Is there something for me for the automation? So you can answer these two together.
Definitely. So, like I mentioned earlier, development, if you have any kind of programming experience, I think it you have a head start, you have a leap start because you can start developing workflows and doing whatever you want the bot to do. Someone asked me a question about IoT. It's very easy. Like if you want to control your Alexa remotely, you will have to build a workflow for it, right? So you will, I mean, you're ultimately coding everything. So your programming experience is going to be a great value add on when it comes to developing workflows and anything to do with our partner ecospace like Celonis or any process builder, etc., is an added advantage because you already know the other tool and you would want to be smart enough to merge automation and other tools which you already are aware of and to create something of a significant value. So there's no, I mean, like we say, I mean, we are putting in bots to be more creative. So there's no stopping as to where how creative you can be. So it's all up to you how you want to configure things, how you want to explore two sides of your expertise and start the automation journey.
Awesome. So the similarly the Selenium, if you are just new, this is also added advantage for you to take up the program in a shorter duration and then able to see yourself and getting into the RPA part of it. So I hope that answers your query. And the other one is other question, is this helpful if I'm looking for a career in data science? Do you have some answers, Sahana?
Yes, I mean, analytics and insights are always going to be there on top of any C level or on top to run any business. You need analytics and this one. So RPA, one of our outputs or what we claim and to be is to develop this more for companies to be getting more agile and working more efficiently. So if you have that kind of an experience, I mean, you should be able to do that, saying, "Hey, this is what we can automate, and this is what I want to see as an insight." And also with AI coming in, it should be able to emotional analysis and everything is coming into play. So I think again another wonderful skill set to have. I'm jealous. I think it's great. Yes.
Awesome. So the other one is I had a sabbatical that also at the start of my career, but currently I'm working. Though my job isn't as per my educational standards, since currently I'm not on break, will there be any opportunity for me? So precisely the answer would be, this is, as Sahana was talking, the reason for that is, this is a new trend we are going to see that. So it need not be only the people who are in a break should just look for that, and even the people who wanted to change the career, it is a good opportunity for us to learn. As she was just talking, after 10 years of SAP, she came and started relearning everything in Akama. And I'm sure once she joined the UiPath, RPA is another learning. So
Yeah.
working people needs that learning again and again to be relevant and as of today's rather than the yesterday. So it doesn't matter, and in fact, we are moving towards to tell all our working professionals, because many of the organization you are seeing, if people have been laid off. Reason for that is there is no learning opportunity for them, and they are become RPA is also another reason, right? One of the reason where we are seeing a lot of automation, it becomes redundant also if we are not upskilled about it. So surely this is the another opportunity, even if you are working, to come and explore and learn. And if you get excited, the path is unlimited, because this is the beginning of the era where we are seeing the RPA to just move across. So is there anything you want to add, Sahana?
All I want to add is don't be afraid. Like Manjula and I mentioned, I mean, learning is always great. It keeps you, I mean, it makes you feel younger and back to the same field. So please go ahead. I mean, we all have to reskill ourselves. I will have to reskill myself. So I think it's the trend you will see that every 3 years or 2 years, you will have to reskill yourself to be up in the market, and also be able to do a lot more creative jobs which we humans are meant to do. So please go ahead, work with Manjula. Let's all get this started. Let's get the basic course, and we will take it forward from there. And I'm so excited to help as many people as required. And Manjula, what you could do is, maybe if there are more common questions, you could write to me, and we could address it in our next upcoming, like when I'm there or something like that. So I will be able to take
Perfect.
more questions.
Yeah, she is just helping us from Bucharest just for her mid of other schedule. And thank you so much, Sahana. As we have just spoken, we are going to bring Sahana back on the inauguration of the session as well to address that. So we will see the next progressive things where we started and where we are taking. So stay tuned. The first thing you need to do is apply for it, and we will just go through and see wherever. And this has been open in all the locations. It's just not restricted to the Bangalore or any other thing. So Bombay, Delhi, Pune, and Chennai, we have just opened up. Anywhere you can just take it, sit at home, and then do the program. So that's the beauty